Không sao, không sao. Mình đừng phá rối cái trận án thôi.
Thank you.
My name is Gene Van Ruff. Willow Gardens Mobile Home Park. Been there for almost 33 years. The owner of our park is IPG, and we were here before a few months ago. They own 32 parks. Now they own 58 parks. They are intending to own the mobile home parks of the first state, I believe. And their agreements are absolutely unbelievable. I would like to read something to you from there. They just added this recently. They just added this to their agreement. They are scared to death that somebody's going to sue them. I want you to listen to this carefully. They do everything in the world to protect themselves because they know who they are and what they're doing. Can you imagine if they had a 25-year lease for a 96-year-old man? That makes about as much sense as the rest of their agreement. Here is the addition to their agreement that they have to protect themselves. They have 26 initialings in their contract. It's a 21-page agreement. It used to be 3 and 4 and 5 pages, 6, 7 pages. 21 pages of legalese, and then 20 initialings that you have to make. Let me read here what they are added now. The 26 initialings were not enough to protect them. So they've added this. Residents hereby waives, releases, and discharges the park owner and each and all of the park's present and former partners, officers, members, directors, managers, agents, representatives, employees, and attorneys, and each and all of the owner's respective heirs, successors, executors, administrators, and assignees of each from and against any and all claims, agreements, contracts, covenants, representations, obligations, losses, liabilities, demands, and causes of action which resident may now or hereafter have or claim to have against owner of the park by reason of any matter or thing, whether of a personal or business nature whatsoever, to and including the date hereof, pertaining to the lease or the park or any other related matter. Resident hereby waives any and all rights which resident may have under the provisions of Section 1542 of the Civil Code of the State of California. Why do they need that? Why do they need that? Because they're out to extort everything they can get from us, and they're intending to own all the parks, and they're intending to take the parks away from us, and they don't care if we go on the street, they don't care if we have any place to go. They are the most heartless. I'm just pretty old, and I've had a lot to do with business and so forth. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything to compare with this. Are you aware that that they can change their terms in their contract anytime, for any reason? They can change the terms of their contract. We can't, but they can. They can change any terms in their contract. It's in the contract that they can change them any way they want to at any time they want to. We need rent control. I mean, you've got to realize this, but this whole state and probably the whole country, this state, as you know, is having lots and lots of troubles with the with mobile home parks. It's even going to be on the ballot in November. We shouldn't wait on that.
Your time is expired, sir.
We should be getting rent control now, to start tomorrow. Look, I appreciate your attention. Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Mark Van Druff.
Good evening. That was my father. I'd like to maybe try to summarize for you what I see is happening. There's a new business plan of roll-ups that are coming out and they're buying up mobile home parks, low-income housing, and we don't know if what they're doing is legal or not. And the problem for us is none of the people in this room can afford to hire attorneys to try it in a court to find out if it's legal or not. But the problem is that with these very predatory leases, and you'll hear anecdotes, and you've probably heard many anecdotes in the past, is that it is legal to impose restrictions at a city level so that these predatory tactics, no matter what's written in that contract, can't come to fruition. Because the best case scenario for these folks who have signed these contracts already is a 5% increase. That's the base. But for people like my father, who he has a month-to-month, they could raise it 20%. Who's going to stop it? So that's the reason I think you see a turnout like this, is people are very afraid that they're going to end up homeless. And I'm chairman of the board of a nonprofit that works with the city of Costa Mesa specifically to help them with the homelessness issue. This is going to exacerbate what's happening with these roll-up companies that are taking advantage of people that can't afford legal counsel. Most of these people who sign these leases don't even read English. They signed it because they were told to sign it. This is something that really, I think, it merits having a city step in on behalf of the constituents in your city. So thank you for listening to me. If you have any questions, feel free, or I'll step back.
Good evening all. Thank you for allowing me to talk. As I recall, last several months we were here, and thanks to Margie and Mr. the District Attorney have told me that you will follow up on the rent control, and you tell me you guys should go to the State Assembly. And we did knock door on Andrew Doe, we knocked door on Janet Wing, we knocked door, but they're nowhere. And we are very frustrated. Now, I am from RGE Mobile Home, Senior Park. In addition to Jim and Mark, I would like to pinpoint one more wrong thing that they push us and make us so worried and angry. Can you believe we own the house, and if we have a guest come and stay in our home, they allow only 20 days. Over 20 days, $10 per person. $300, you have a couple, $600, and they give us the room. You have to pay $300. So all we feel we've been wrong. It's our home. We own the home. Why do they charge us $300? All the citizens here, senior, that they have a companion, and they make a new rule. Listen to this. This is ridiculous. You can only have a companion within a year. If your companion leaves within a year, tough luck. You have to wait for a year to have a new companion. This is, and they say this is the per article in the Mobile Home Residency Law 2018, Article Section 783.4. It states that companion only stay 1 year. If less than 1 year, no can do. So I would like to bring it up. I don't want to take too long to complain, but this is for us, it's outrageous. It's just too much on our head. Besides the exorbitant rent, from $1,000 rent, it went up to $1,575. 50% increase. Plus, RGE alone make us pay the property tax. Why do we have to pay the property tax? They get a supplemental tax because change of owner. They charge us $75.96, everybody in the park, forever. And the supplemental tax is only for 1 year. And we have paid overcharge about $400,000. We overpaid. Please help us push the rent control so we can afford to pay rent, affordable price according to CPI. To my research, is from 1% to 3% is maximum, but they went overboard of CPI. So please hear our pledge. We need your help. We are senior citizens. We have limited income. We are Vietnamese most of the time. We don't speak English, so we are afraid. One, we've been easily intimidated. So I am trying to speak for my fellow people because I'm lucky I can speak some English, and I hope you hear my voice on behalf of my colleague. Thank you so much.
John Logan Bao.
CEO of Westminster. Thank you for the opportunity to hear me. I consider it as a distinguished privilege to speak before you today. Mr. Mayor, you remember, I told you 3 years ago when we met at the Rent Control Health. At that time, still at the old end of the company take care of that from Mrs. One. I talked to Mrs. Wright too about the rent control, and then I talked to Mrs. One before too. Then what happened to then if she's going to die, pass away, and then somebody took over? It's really happened. And last year, I met you at the park, and I told you too about that. And then you said you would help see your teacher. And I wonder if I can leave a few seconds talking about the Westminster situation. Because their house is burning before the Royal Island. They are burning right now. So can you do something to help them? First, and then second to the Royal Island. Because when the new company, new owner, take owner and then manage the property too, they increased 475, actually 75. That is still dispute with the old company, but they came in, they took over, and then that is $75 is the money divided into 152 units from the they call it assessment property tax. And then we didn't really do that, and it took over. And then we paid more than the amount that the government asked them to pay. We paid more than that, and then they still collect that $75 until we die. Besides, they took that $75 add on the base rent. So every year they can charge 5% for that amount too. And we talking about that with them in several meetings, but nothing happened. We already paid the amount that the tax the government give them to ask us to, and they asked us to pay for that. And then we already paid the whole amount and over. I don't know how much, but over a year already. But they still collect that $75. And I asked them if they honor the engagement, the promise that the old company deal with it. They said yes, but they did nothing. And then you see, if they increase $400 a year, and they said they can take $75 from the base rent out, like before, and then they go ahead and charge, otherwise, just $200 or $300. So what do you think? They said they have a right to do that. In the first paragraph, like last time, I told you, the first paragraph of the new contract, they said they over, like to me, I understand that they over the law, they above the law. So they do whatever they want to. So can you do anything to help? Like I told you, Mr. Mayor, about the rent control 3 years ago, and this is right too. So I appreciate very much for you give me the time to speak before you. Thank you.
So I'm from the Driftwood Mobile Park. Several years ago, when I make decision to purchase the mobile home, and I went to the office of the management, and they I talked to them, and they said I asked them what condition to move into the mobile park, and they told me this is a senior, and I thought that I am qualified for senior, over 55 years of age. And then they asked that my income had to be triple time of the rent of the land. So then I decided to purchase the mobile home. Then after a year, they raised up the rent up to 79 more of the basic rent when I move in. The rent when I move in is $795, and then after this, and the second year they raised up again $79, and I learned that they charge different between residents there. Some people they charge $39, and some people they charge more. So I think it's hard to understand. It could be a discriminatory price. Then recently we got a meeting, and they said that the rent control, the rent is now raised up to $300 for the month of October, from October. And then they keep moving on, year after years. So my point here is we move into the mobile park and we purchase the home. We're not like a tenant to rent the apartment outside. And if the rent dries up, we can move to somewhere else. Because all the money we put in the house, we just rent the land only. And now is they raise up the rent, they contradict with the condition where initially they told me that the income had to be triple time of the rent. Now the rent they raise up and my income is still stay the same. So that's ridiculous. They contradict themselves. And the other thing is it's hard for people live in a mobile park because if the rent of the land is raised up, it's very hard for them to sell their home. And if we stay back, if we can afford to pay for the rent, so that brings us to the dilemma, situation. So here is, I think we need help from all of you about the rent control. And I hope that my voice could be heard and we should have some help from the city. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to talk today. Thank you.
Sun Zhou.
Mr. Mayor, and the City Councils, my name is Sun Zhou, and I'm living at Freelanton Village. I'm also the president of Orange County Mobile Home Residents Coalition. Today, I would like to thank all of you to let your people living in the city of Westminster. We have a chance for a rally and a chance to meet all of you. We say all the issue from many mobile home park, and we just say on behalf of coalition, I'd like to thank you again and wish you could help your people to solve our problem. Thank you very much. We have our first bulletin from coalition. I would like to give all of you. Thank you.
My name is Rebecca Hughes, and I live in Driftwood. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members.
Speak on the mic.
I'm not used to this. My heart was just needing to come up here and speak with you. I don't want to repeat everything that's been said. You already know that we're in some financial difficulty. What I wanted to speak to is what kind of people are living in the park. I've been in Westminster since 1959. I still have the same telephone number that my family had since 1959 when it was Twin Oaks, if anybody can remember that. In 1969 to 1975, I served in the United States Army. During the Vietnam War, I was a medic. Which brings me to our greatest generation from World War II. Many are living in these parks. And I really, my heart breaks to think that our greatest generation is going to suffer through this. We have Korean veterans. We have veterans like myself. I have a disability through the VA, and that puts some limits on me. That puts limits on many of us in the park. This is the first time I've been to this council meeting. I really appreciate standing up for the flag and saluting. I also appreciate the fact that you opened in prayer and that I'm looking at the sign that says, "In God We Trust." That may be different for some of us, but I stand on that. In God We Trust, and it's difficult to reach out to other people to trust, but I'm trusting you that somewhere in your hearts you will see and speak to the fact that there's many of us that are struggling. And if there's a way to cut out the part of the video that had my skirt up, I would really appreciate it. So thank you very much for listening.
Vice Mayor West.
I'm sorry.
Can you come back up to the podium, please? Ma'am, thank you for being here. You say you live in Driftwood?
Yes, I do.
Did the park owner give you and other tenants a date of when they will revise their?
October 1st, it will be increased by 40%. I'm on Social Security. I do have a little bit less than $200 coming in on a disability. The more I progress and get well, the less that money becomes, so that's kind of interesting, but yes, I have my notice. And I don't have a for sale sign up on my home yet. I'm really working to trust the process. And at this moment, I'm trusting the process.
This 40% of proposal is there any reduction from the previous one?
No, it was $79 3 years ago, or vice versa. $89 one year, then $79 the next year, and now it's $300. So if you kind of put that together, it's really, pushing $500. And you can kind of work it out in little chunks. This big chunk it's really, I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be fearful. Like I said, I'm trusting the process.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Robert McDermott.
I believe we'll finish with the issue at hand.
And Councilman and Councilwoman here, Marjorie Rice, Tyler Dibb, Sergio, and Kimberly Hall, thank you so much for being here to hear the voice of the people. And as you guys hear the concerns of many senior citizens, my heart is just heavy, and I know you guys as well. I know they're on a fixed income, as we know, and I feel like we need to protect them as senior citizens. And I know they're vulnerable to this, and I think if you guys can consider and to evaluate and talk with those builders and see if we can come up with a plan where we know they're on a fixed income that will be considerate of that. I would appreciate that, and I know the senior citizen here would really appreciate that as well. And thank you so much.